friends, my name is Joss and welcome back to Squibbles Reads. My good friend Kristen over at Vienna Waits Books tagged me in the Reader Problems tag. You have 20,000 books on your TBR. How do you decide what to read next? Wait, how do they know how many books I have on my TBR? No, but seriously, I usually try to have a balance in the books that I read. So if I just read something heavy, I'll usually read like some chick lit next. And if I read some high fantasy, I might read a contemporary next. It also depends on what new releases are out, because sometimes I'll read those right away, and also if I've scheduled any buddy reads. You are halfway through a book and you are just not loving it. Do you quit or are you committed? I personally think it's a skill to read things that you don't like, because sometimes we'll have to do that at school or at work, so I will usually push through until the end. However, if I'm really not feeling it, I will put a book down and have no hard feelings about it. Bye, Felicia. The end of the year is coming and you are so close but so far away on your Goodreads challenge. Do you try and catch up, and how? I will definitely not try and catch up, especially if I'm super far away. I don't see any point in reading words just to say that they've been read. The covers of a series that you love do not match. How do you cope? Geez, these questions are like super tough. Usually I'll download books first or take them out from the library and wait if I know that they're books that I really love. However, if they're books that I just kind of like or really like even, I don't really care if my covers are mismatched. Everyone and their mom loves the book that you don't like. Who do you bond with over your shared feelings? I might start some discussion with people who I know have read the book before, regardless of whether they did like it or didn't like it. But really, you do you, so I will just stick to my guns, regardless of who likes it or doesn't. You are reading a book and are about to start crying in public. How do you cope? I honestly really don't have a lot of shame, so I would probably just ask someone for a tissue. A sequel of a book you love just came out, but you've forgotten a lot of the prior novel. Do you reread it? Do you skip the sequel, etc, etc? I usually will just jump into it, but if I'm forgetting some really major things, I'll usually ask a friend before I even entertain the thought of rereading a whole book again, because there are so many books and so little time. You do not want anyone borrowing your books. How do you politely say no when they ask? I'm honestly super avoidant when people ask me to borrow books, so I will usually employ some distraction techniques like offering them food or asking them about the weather. But no, I usually suggest places to purchase them for cheaper, so I'll be like, oh, this book is on sale on Amazon for $6. Or I'll suggest that they go to the library or borrow it on Overdrive. You've picked up and put down 5 books in the last month. How do you get over your reading slump? Honestly, I usually do have 5 books on the go at the same time, but the worst thing that I can do for myself in a reading slump is put more pressure on myself to do something that I don't necessarily feel like doing. So if I don't feel like reading, I probably just won't read for a few days or even a week. And then I'll come back to it when I feel like it. There are so many new books that are coming out that you are dying to read. How many do you buy? I honestly don't really buy new releases. I've never pre-ordered anything in my life, and most of the books on my shelf are things that I've heard really good things about or things that I know that I love. After you've bought new books on your shelf, how long do you wait before you get to them? I think it really depends. There are some that I rip open right away after I get them in the mail and I start reading them right away, but there are some books that have been on my shelf for way too long. So that is it for this tag. That was so tough, and now I'm really exhausted. If you guys have any comments, questions, or anything else, please leave me a comment down below. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!